That's always good, Craig, for you to join me on your day off and everything like that, It's good. Well, welcome back, audience of people who probably aren't listening anymore, but it's okay. We're still here. Doing an episode on Father's Day, so shout out to all the fathers who came back with the milk and providing the milk for the families. I had my first Father's Day, and it was awesome. Shout out to the wife, shout out to the kid for the cool gifts. Got a cool ass shirt. Shout out to, I believe it is called Two Blue Hearts. They created a shirt for me and Little Man. They done an awesome job with it. I definitely didn't talk about it just because we did a whole break and stuff like that. But he ended up started to crawl and stuff. And of course, being the Pokemon nerd I am, I decided to have him crawl towards the original Pokemon starters, including Pikachu. So he actually chose Charmander, and it was absolutely awesome for him to do that. I would have still been happy with him to choose any of the other starters, but just because Charmander, that's who I always chose back in the day. It was great. So we got that company, like I said, they ended up making a shirt with him. They had Charmander on his, and they had Charizard for me. So it's awesome. Definitely gonna wear mine as much as I can. So, but like I said, happy Father's Day to any of the fathers out there. Continue to bring back the milk, and you'll do a good job. So, just want to hop on here, do probably a fairly quick episode. Last time I talked about the Summer Game Fest and the Xbox showcase, and then on the following Monday, Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, however you want to say it, ended up showing a few games that they have upcoming. It was a lot shorter than I think last year's, and a lot of people complained last year about that, it being so long, and then really not having anything good to show off. So this one was a lot shorter. However, I still don't think it was very impactful. So I'll just go through some of the games that were announced and stuff. So tonight, I think it's just me. The boys off doing things. Obviously not going to force them to be here and whatnot. Anybody who wants to come and join, they are more than welcome to. Like I said, last episode probably, we just I created this podcast just to hang out with them, and just talk about random things, nonsense, have no objective, no guidelines, no script, anything like that, just to get on here and talk and throw our ideas out to the world. If anybody ever listens, that's great. If they don't, it's also great. This is just another outlet for me to talk about something that I am interested in, and it's it definitely has always been a big part of my life, but always, and hopefully continue to be a part of my life. And so we will get it straight into it, and then I don't know exactly. So yeah, Ubisoft Forward 2024. First thing, and the main thing I believe that they were going for, was they showed off some new Star Wars Outlaws gameplay. I think this is Ubisoft's big, or they're banking on this game being big this year. Star Wars games, I watched basically I've watched all the Star Wars movies, some of the Star Wars TV shows. The newest one's out, The Acolyte. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews on it. Haven't given a full chance. Essentially, only got the first episode, and it was neat. So definitely need to jump back into it and watch the second and third episode and the fourth one upcoming. But there's some great Star Wars properties out there when it comes to TV and movies. However, on games side, I've never really played any. I played like one on the PS1, and it was most. I could not make it through it. It was the prequel ones. Um, yeah, I never made it through the game. I just gave up essentially. But I know there is a lot of video games out there, Star Wars wise, that a lot of people love, and I kind of wish I could get into them, but at the same time, maybe I've just played other games at that particular time. I know Jedi Survivor and stuff with Cal Kestis or whatever. Yeah, it's done great. Even in his sequel, it's done great. I kind of wish I would pick that one up, but overall the gameplay looked good. I'm just not sure that people are going to connect with the main character as much. But we'll see. I think it comes out maybe this year or should. Let me check. Let's see. Oh wow, yeah, it's supposed to come out in August, the end of August. So hopefully it does good. Like I said, it's not that I don't ever root for Star Wars games. It's just I've never taken an interest in them. So hopefully it does well for Ubisoft. Next up, we got the announcement of the Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time remake coming in 2026. So that's still 2 years off. I'm not sure why they announced something 2 years in advance. I mean, they basically just showed a candle. So nothing there. I'm sure it's not alpha, but it's, very early on. But I know a lot of people are fans of the Prince of Persia series and stuff and wanting it to come back and stuff. So hopefully it does well whenever it ended up, actually making it. Next up, we got the new Assassin's Creed Shadow. They did a gameplay deep dive. I've never been a fan of Assassin's Creed. It's essentially Ubisoft's Call of Duty, if you want to think about it. I know they don't technically release every year, but it does feel like that they create one, you know, every year or so. But this one looks like a very bland samurai game, if I'm being honest. I think there's two characters, and the combat looked just bland as all can be. But I'm sure some people will play it just because they're Assassin's Creed fans, loyal fans and stuff. They'll give it a go. But for me, 100% not going to play this thing. We'll see when it comes out. I think it comes out this year. So this next one, I have no clue. It's called Anno 117 Pax Romana. Apparently it's a city builder in the series of Anno. I don't know. It's in the setting of the ancient Roman Empire. I do love, like I said last week, like mythology and like older stuff. Rome, the Roman Empire is one of the greatest empires in the world, or was in the world at the time. So I'm sure that'll be neat. I'm not sure how in depth it goes with like combat. But if it's a city builder, I'm sure it's on the same line as like Civ, maybe. So next, they showed the Prince of Persia, the newest one, The Lost Crown. Um, so they're coming with a DLC this year. This so yeah, like I said, a lot of fans are of Prince of Persia, and they've been trying to get the series to come back and stuff. They ended up creating this one that I think it came out at the beginning of the year, and it's like a side scroller platformer type. Um, Looked really neat. I've heard positive things about it for sure. So and it's actually like a rogue. So the Temple of Fire update will be roguelike maybe. So roguelikes are neat. Um, and then next up we got Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. That's the Avatar game that came out in December. I guess they are getting a DLC. Oh, of course, it's the season pass, but DLC. And it's coming out July 16th. Avatar, once again, just like the movies, it looks beautiful. However, I'm not sure what you could exactly do within the game, how interesting it would be. But yeah, I'm not really sure how many people are playing the Avatar game. I'm sure there's some audience out there. It's not for me. Um, so next we had the X Defiant. It's Ubisoft's new like shooter that they're arena shooter that's trying to compete with, I guess, Call of Duty. To be honest, their season 1 is actually starting July 1st. It's a free game. Looks neat. The gunplay I've heard is pretty good. The movement's pretty good, but once again, it's an arena shooter. I'm not sure how long it'll last. They can continue to update it, but I don't know if they'll ever technically beat out like Call of Duty. But definitely wish that there is competition for Call of Duty, so it'll push them forward. Unfortunately, I'm still playing Warzone and playing ranked, and it's just awful. But we out here. Next up, we got a Skull and Bones update. I think this is the one where you can. I don't think this is that one, but yeah, Skull and Bones. It's Ubisoft's pirate game essentially that they're trying to compete with. What is that other one? Pirates boat game. What is it? Sea of Thieves. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. It's Ubisoft's version that they're trying to compete with Sea of Thieves. I know it launched pretty bad from what I heard, so we'll see how long it lasts. And then last, I believe they talked about the Crew Motorfest Year 2 roadmap. Another wonderful driving game. I used to like driving games, but nothing will ever beat Need for Speed for me. So I'm sure there's an audience out there for sure. So, but yeah, that was basically Ubisoft Forward. Like I said, it was a lot shorter from what I remember from last year, and I'm sure people were happy. And I mean, they definitely didn't have a lot to talk about. Like I said, they're banking on Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed this year for sure. So hopefully those two games are good. It's definitely a shorter episode, but as far as like what I'm doing right now, me and Kiwi actually ended up finishing, or not finishing, but definitely getting to a stopping point for Grounded. I think we made it to NG plus 3. So we actually decided to start back and play Fallout 76. and we just been dabbling in it. Only played it maybe a couple times so far, and the game is definitely improved. I wouldn't say significantly, but it's definitely improved since we last played it. I cannot believe that the game's been out for 6 years. So we'll continue to play it. Every so often. I think we're definitely waiting on the first Descendant coming out the beginning of July. So look forward to that. Fallout 76 does have a new update. First real map expansion. So go check out that. So yeah, just want to hop on here and do a shorter episode. I'll be back next week, or probably maybe if they want to join me, by all means they can. So just be looking out for that. Remember, we got socials, Twitter/X, Spatchy123, YouTube, Believe Me Don't Podcast. Check us out on Spotify, Believe Me Don't Podcast. You can go to Anchor. So yeah, but thank you for listening, and we'll sign off there. And remember, you can continue to believe us if you don't. Peace.